Gamer X, and this is videos about games that I've liked this year and games that I don't know why I just can't stand them. Um, the first one I didn't like that came out, I think it came out last year, was I just didn't like the Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z. I hated it. I mean, it's just Street Fighter versus Capcom. It's nothing new, you know, nothing really that new. I think that's the problem with it. For me, as a game, as a fighting game, it's just lazy. It's button mashing, and it's too easy. As a guy who plays games, I've been playing games. I'm 30, 32. I've been playing games since I was like 9. It just feels too easy. You know what I mean? It's a fighting game. You sit there and you play, like UFC 3. The game's a challenge. Because you can't just fucking button mash and press one button and be like, oh, I did a badass combo. Ooh. You can't do that. You got to know the move sets. And each character has different move sets and move traits. You know what I mean? You can get knocked out at any point. You can knock the other person out at any point. That's what I like about the UFC. Is that reason. Have I played it yet? No. Do I want to play it? Yes. But that's why I don't like Fighter Z. Everybody's like, oh, this is the best game in the world. Best Dragon Ball Z game in the world. No, it's not. It's a, hey man, what's up? It's a backstep for Dragon Ball Z games. Just solely because of the fact that it's a button masher. It's lazy. The story's even dumb. The story sucks. I miss good fighting games for the fighting genre. They can only take like Street Fighter and Soul Calibur, which are redoing Soul Calibur, which I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about them redoing Soul Calibur. But they can only take these type of fighting style games so far. We've been doing the same fighting style genre thing since 1987. That was when that was when Street Fighter first hit the market. Was in 1987. And the fighting at that time was revolutionary, but it's been the same. It's crazy, right? It's been the same fighting style. Just better graphics. But it's been the exact same. And that's what bothers me about this, is the fighting genre. It's terrible. And kids like my son's age, my stepson's age, are like, oh, this is a great game. No, it's not. Was Xenoverse good? It was alright. The fighting was epic. I will say that. If you knew how to utilize the mechanics, the fighting was good. If you knew how to utilize the mechanics. I seen a guy that put up a video on I think it was Xenoverse 2. It was clear that he was making fun of the game, and he couldn't do combos or anything like that. But when I played fighters, when I played Xenoverse 2, I was just like wrecking people, man. Even online people, I was wrecking them. But you play a game like Fighter Z, and you just gotta hit one fucking button. You just keep spamming that one button, and you can do any combo you want. It's not a fighting game, man. It's not a fighting game. You get games like the UFC. Those are fighting games. Those are hard fighting games. Fight Night. Where the fuck is Fight Night? Seriously, where is Fight Night? That's a fighting game. I bet you any sumbitch that would sit there and say, oh, you know what a good fighting game is? Fight Night. Their EA's excuse is, there's not enough popularity in that genre. But you'll make UFC, which to me is not really that popular. But you'll make a UFC game because it has CM Punk on it. but you won't make a fight night because you can't exploit the money to make a money off Floyd Mayweather's ass, but you'll make UFC. Come on, man. Where the hell's a new champion? UFC champion too. They ain't gonna make it. You know why? There's not enough popularity. Comment down below. Tell me how many people would want to see a new fight night. And I bet you a lot of people. That was one of my favorite games, man. I get blisters on my thumbs just playing Fight Night. And there's so much psychology to that game. So much psychology. You know, you had to bob and weave a specific way. You had to dodge and punch people specific ways to knock them out. None of this button mashing bullshit. And you had to use your joysticks to do uppercuts and different type of moves and stuff like that. You know, I'm not knocking on these other games. So what if they're too easy? It gives the casual gamer a better chance to think that they're good at games, when in actuality, they wouldn't know if they were good at games if a game hit them in the face that was hard as fuck. They wouldn't know. Back when I grew up, yeah, like Mortal Kombat and shit. And you had to do like combos and shit. Or what was the game? God, what the hell was that game? Turok? Was it Turok? Rampage. That game was hard too. That was an arcade game. But Rampage had combos in it too. Tekken had combos in it too. And you had to hit these combos to do moves. It wasn't easy either, because you had to like spam punch like 3 times and then spam kick like 40, like 5 or 6 times or whatever, and then put like left right or some shit like that. And it was just to do like one move. And it was like an epic move too, man. It wasn't like stupid or nothing. But they took that stuff out of like if they didn't make Fighter Z, a button masher, I'd be cool with it. I'd be really cool with it. But the fact that it is a button masher, and it is like that, I just can't stand it. It just reminds me too much of Street Fighter versus Capcom, and that's lazy on them, and it's a backstep. What other RPGs are coming out that are gonna be really good? I got the what is it called? Kingdom Come Divided, and a lot of people have been ragging on that game, man, like bad news. But I'm gonna tell you something. Kingdom Come Divided is one of the best RPGs I've ever fucking played. If you like a game that's solely based on realism, meaning if your ass gets stabbed, well, you gonna bleed out and die, because that's what happens in real life. If you get stabbed, you're gonna bleed out and die. Well, that's what this game's based about. If you're not wearing armor and you get stabbed, well, you're gonna bleed out and die. If you don't eat, what are you gonna do? You're gonna starve. That's like real life. I don't eat, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna starve. That's what I love about Kingdom Come Divided. It brought RPGs back to its roots, man. It really did. Kingdom Come Divided, I'd say, is one of the best games of this year that's came out. You don't drink water, what happens? Well, fucking, you go thirsty. And that's the problem with like gamers now, is they've gotten so damn soft. Like, there's like one save mechanic in it. Well, 2 now, because they had to patch it because people kept bitching about, well, you can only save by drinking a specific type of potion. I'm sorry. I'm not a little bitch. Maybe I should save my potions, and then when I get to a really good spot in the game, I save it. And don't be a dumbass and use all my damn potions and drink them all like a dumbass. You know what I mean? So they had to patch that shit. So now when you go to sleep, you save. when you go to sleep, or an important part pop up, it autosaves. And to me, that's just pandering to the lowest denominator, man. It's lazy, man. When I was a kid, you played a game, you died. A lot. You know how many times I died on Sonic 3 or Sonic 1 or Sonic 2 and just fucking was like, well, I guess I gotta fucking start all over. That game ran on continues. And it was hard as fuck to get continues. It ran on continues and lives. You had 3 lives starting out. 0 continues. If you died and you were at stage 10-2, well, you went all the way to stage 1-1. And your ass had to start all over from then. Did you hear people back then? We need a patch for this. It needs to be fixed. No. You know why? Because we figured that shit out. And we learned how to save our fucking lives. And we learned how to get continues. And we learned how to beat the game. We adapted. I beat Sonic 1. I've beaten Sonic 2. I've beaten Sonic 3. Not because I had a save system. No. To me, that's a handicap, man. That's a sense of urgency. If you ain't got a save system, that's a sense of urgency. You know why? Because that means you gotta think what you do before you do it. Because you don't want to start all over. I hate starting all over. I hate it. I've died a billion times on fucking Mario. I hate fucking starting all over. But it made me learn how to conserve my damn lives. That way I wouldn't die as much. And that way I wouldn't have to start all over. And that's the problem with games nowadays. You know, people are such babies, man. Kingdom Come Divided it's racist. Some fucking company, I can't remember the name. They put up a webpage about it's racist and sexist. There's no black people in it. There's no women. Women are abused in it. It's based on Bulgaria or Bulgaria. In that area in that time. I don't know the actual date, but I do know it's based in that area. Meaning in that area, there were no other color or ethnicities. Is it racist because of that? No. It's historically accurate because of that. Back then, women were treated differently. Men beat the crap out of their women. If you knew knowledge as a female, you were considered as a witch and they'd burn you to death. That's how shit was back then. If you cheated on your husband, they stoned you to death. If your husband cheated on you, it was considered as cool. That's just how it was back then. Is that bad? You know? Is this historically accurate? Yeah. Do y'all need to quit being little bitches? Yeah. A little bit, yeah. Quit whining about shit, man. You don't see me playing fucking Yakuza 0 and being like, I can't play this game. I can't fucking play it. There's no white guys in here. I cannot play the main character as a white guy. I just can't. I'm done. Fuck the story. So what if it's historically accurate because we're in Japan and there's Asians everywhere? I can't do it. I'm a white guy and I want to play as a white guy in a Japanese area. And the people who make this game won't let me. No, I'm not getting mad about that because, well, Yakuza 0 is a Japanese-based game. Why? What kind of shit is that? Why would I get pissed off at something that stupid? You see the irony in this? Exactly. You know, it makes no fucking sense. None. Kingdom Come Divided is probably one of the best damn games best RPGs I've played. I've also heard people, you know, and I'm worried about God of War. Cause I don't want to guess the story, but I just there's a feeling about Kratos that makes me think that he's gonna die. It just makes me think that he's gonna die. But it's just the story of it. It it doesn't it didn't make sense to me. And I'll tell you why. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you don't already know. God of War 3, Kratos kills himself. Stabs himself with the Olympic sword, dead. That's how Kratos, ends part 3. How's he still alive? That's like the historic question. How is he still alive? Athena died, so she couldn't have brought him back. Titans were dead. They couldn't have brought him back. How did he get brought back? Is like my question. And then you look at this, and he's got these bandages on him where the blades used to be. So what'd he do? Just take those blades off and then wrap his arms in like fucking bandages? You know what I mean? Supposedly his son has the same power that he's got. So his son's a demigod. But the reason it doesn't make no sense, I mean, the story and plot to me is like set up to where Kratos is gonna die. You can tell he's gonna die because look at it. What is he doing? Your classic story. He's teaching his offspring all the stuff that he knows. Okay? How to hunt. How to temper his anger. All of this stuff he's teaching his son. And I get that they're taking his wife's acid. And who the fuck is his wife, by the way? I digress. Anyway, they're taking her remains to a place to, I guess, set them free or whatever. But in this story, it makes me feel like Kratos is going to die. And then when he dies, his son is going to be the new Kratos. That's how I feel it's going to end. And I don't want to guess the ending. I really don't. But it's kind of in your face, man. If you can't see that, I mean, you're not dumb or anything. It's just, it's kind of there. You can kind of sense it. You know what I mean? Just the way he acts, the way he talks towards his son. He's like, you gotta temper your blades with your mind, not with your emotions. Shit like that, It just makes there's a sense of urgency, like he is gonna die. You know what I mean? So he's not always gonna be there. And I think that's what he's instilling in his son is, hey, I'm flesh and blood, just like you. And I could die at any point. I ain't gonna lie. If Kratos dies, I'm gonna cry like a little bitch. I will. That's my boy, dude. Kratos, shit. Even NFL's gotten horrible too, man. Last NFL game was terrible. Had a story mode. Didn't really care about it. Woo. I got on my favorite team. I guess I'll go play franchise mode for a little while and get bored of that. Basketball was terrible too last year. God, man, basketball. So many microtransactions. We gotta talk about that shit. Microtransactions have been terrible. Even the new what is it? Metal Gear Solid. Oh my god, that game was terrible. I saw Angry Joe's review on it today, and it was just bad. You got to pay $10 just to get another save slot on that game. That is just ridiculous. The fact that they're going to the extent to where you have to pay $10 just so your friend can play on your console on a new save file. That's pretty messed up. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid was bad. The new Metal Gear, I can't remember. Metal Gear Survival, I think that's the name of it. It's just terrible. It's a terrible game, I'm hoping the new Spider-Man's good. You know, I just, like I said earlier, I just don't like. I don't like that they're making a new Spider-Man movie. It's Spectacular Spider-Man, but they're making it like a little ways after the Spider-Man game. So it's like they're like, well, we're gonna let them do that, and then we're gonna do this, because the new Spider-Man is supposed to come out in October 26th or something like that. It's supposed to come out on October 26th, and the Spider-Man movie, Spectacular Spider-Man, is supposed to come out in 2019. And even the guy that is playing as Spider-Man doesn't look like Peter. That's the problem with a lot of these casts. You want a guy that doesn't look like he could pick up a chick. Like he's not good looking. You know what I mean? Not like not good looking, but you could be like, that guy's obviously a geek. There's no way he's gonna be able to pick up like that girl. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell that bitch is obviously out of his league. You know what I mean? And like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, you could look at him and be like, come on, man. This guy looks good. It's obvious he looks good. He could pick up any chick in that room. You know what I mean? So I think Homecoming Spider-Man was great. They nailed that one down to the T. And then Michael Keaton as Vulture was awesome. That was good. That was good. I don't think they're gonna come out with any new Batman games. I think they've already beat that enough. As far as RPGs go this year, they had a bunch of good ones coming out. Like I said, God of War. God of War is coming out. That's what I'm hyped about. Spider-Man. That's what I'm hyped about. That's really all I'm really hyped about, man. Like I said, I already got Monster Hunter World. I haven't beat it yet, but I already got it. I had Kingdom Come Deliverance. I hadn't beat that one yet either. I feel like as a gaming community now, kids have become super whiny and complacent. Even the gaming genre has become lazy. They wouldn't, especially RPGs, they wouldn't know a good story if it slapped them in the face. You know what I mean? Someone was like, Final Fantasy, the last Final Fantasy it was the best Final Fantasy ever. No, it wasn't. It was terrible. They looked like a bunch of boy band rejects. And speaking of the Final Fantasy, it makes me mad that they're going to make the new Final Fantasy, but instead of doing the full story, they're going to make it in sections. It's just like so lazy, man. You're going to make the Cloud series in sections, but their excuse is so half-assed too. It's like, well, it's just too big of a game. We can't just put it all on one disc. It's just too big. We're remaking it. We can't put it all on one disc. It's just too big. I'm bullshitting. I call bullshit on it. You're telling me the Cloud series you can't put on one disc? That's what you're telling me. You can't put it on two discs. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me PlayStation 4 can't handle it. That's what you're telling me. But yet, the PlayStation 1 handles 3 discs. Come on, man. Don't give me that bullshit. You know you lying. You lying your ass off. You know why? Because you want to cut it up in fucking sections. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry has to pay $60 a pop. That's why. Now, fuck making a solid game. Fuck that. Now let's split it up in 3 sections. That way they got to pay $60 a pop. You know what I mean? That's just stupid. Anybody that thinks that that's a good idea is fucking idiot, man. You're gonna split it up in sections? Final Fantasy, the Cloud series, that's gonna piss a bunch of people off, man. I'm already pissed off about that. I heard about that. I was already pissed off about that. You know, and every excuse, like I said, every excuse they've had was, well, it's just too big. We can't put it on one disc. Come on, man. Oh, but you could put Final Fantasy on 3 discs on PlayStation 1, but you can't put it on one disc on PlayStation 4. Come on, man. You lying. You lying your ass off. You're telling me my PlayStation 4 can't handle that. Come on, man. You act like us consumers are fucking stupid. You act like we're retarded. Like we just gotta take it. Oh, come on, man. Come on. I ain't dumb, man. Come on, quit lying. Why don't you? That's what I'm saying. Why don't they just come out and tell us the truth, man? Well, we just don't want to spend that much time making a great game when we could just fuck y'all for all y'all's money. Pretty much what they're doing. Making half of a game, fucking you out of the rest of your money. They're going to charge you $60 a piece for 3 games. So by the time you get the 3rd game, it's going to be 2020. How fucking stupid is that, man? So and then it's probably going to get worse than that after 2020 hits. Because by then, PlayStation 5 will probably be out. After 2020 hits, then they're going to release it all on one disc. And then you'll pay $79.95. That's what they'll do. They'll release it all on one fucking disc. And you'll pay $79.95. When they could have fucking just put it all on one damn disc in the beginning. But no. I miss Devil May Cry too. That's another game I fucking miss. They fucked the last one up, they did. It's terrible, man. He looked like the Final Fantasy character, the boy band reject. That's what he looked like. He looked like such a douche, man. It was just, oh my god. And they even poked fun of that. You know, he had like a blonde or white mop that fell on his head or some shit, and he's like, never. You know what I mean? I was like, come on, man. Oh, just so tired of how lazy these creators are nowadays, man. You know, and then, you know, there's games out there that they could be remaking. Hi. There's games out there that they could be making that they don't want to do remakes of, like, you know, Fight Night Champion. That would be an awesome remake, but they won't do that. You know, Fight Night Round 5. I would love to see them do that. They won't do that. NFL Blitz League. I'd love to see them do that. They won't do that. What else? Yeah, that would be a good one too. Roller Coaster Tycoon would be fucking awesome. I'd love to see them do that, but they won't. They won't do that. They can't make money off that. That's why they won't do that. You know what I mean? That's why when they make the new Final Fantasy, they're gonna cut it up in 3 sections instead of putting it all in one game. They want you to pay They want you to pay that money. So they want you to pay 1 year $60, another year fucking $60, another year $60, because they're so lazy that they'd rather half-ass everything than fucking, like, you know. But they're just so fucking lazy with RPGs now. You know, with story and plot and every fucking thing, man. They're supposed to be coming out with Borderlands 3. There's gonna be microtransactions in that bitch too. I already know. I already know there's gonna be microtransactions in Borderlands, dude. How old am I? Um, I am 32. Yeah, that's how old I am. I know everybody always says I look like I'm in my 20s. I'm 32. Everybody always says I look like I'm in my 20s, but I'm not. You got a wife? Yeah, I'm married. I have a wife. Yeah. Um, but like I said, I really feel like, they're so lazy with games now that they're not even worth picking up anymore. Dude, your girlfriend, man. I guess. But I feel like that as RPGs go on, they're not really making good enough games anymore, you know. And that's what makes me sad about the RPG genre is they don't care anymore. Even movies, they don't give a fuck anymore. Look at the Venom movie that's coming out. It's gonna be garbage. And then Amazing, I know it's Spectacular Spider-Man that's supposed to be coming out in 2019, and that's gonna be garbage too. You know, but I don't understand. Stuff nowadays. It's just as far as video games go, like you got the fighting genre, which is picking up, and most of their games are button mashers. And then you got battle royale games, which are fucking stupid as hell. I can't. She's asleep. She's got work. That's why. She's in another room asleep with my stepson. Why am I gonna go in there and wake her ass up and be like, hey, this girl wants to see her ring. I have a stepson and I have two kids. Um, but the Venom movie already looks like it's gonna be terrible. Spectacular Spider-Man is gonna be fucking terrible. Um, no, I'm pretty sure no. But I'm gonna go on and get off this because, like I said, I just got on here to bullcrap about stuff that's going on about video games and stuff like that, and I don't like the way the community is now as far as the gaming community. They're so lazy that if you got a video game that doesn't have fucking save points in it, they're gonna bitch about that. And to me that's retarded. You know, why are you bitching about stuff like that? It's just stupid. All right, y'all have a good night. Bye.